I'm Mungo Darkmatter and welcome to Dark Matters. Today on Dark Matters, episode number 4 of Building a Frankencaster. In this episode I'll be filing fret ends and I'll be blocking the tremolo on the Frankencaster. So I hope you find the episode useful. Alright, I've been playing the Frankenstrat and I've realized that the ends of the frets are a little rough. And that's probably happened in manufacture. They just didn't really file them down good enough. On older guitars, the wood sometimes shrinks, or it will shrink eventually, and the fret ends can stick out as well. So I'm going to file these down to make them a little nicer to play, or to make the guitar a little nicer to play. Now, one thing that's a good idea is to take masking tape and tape off down the side so that you don't inadvertently nick the wood with the file. Now, people that are very skilled at this sometimes do not bother doing this because they're good enough with the they've used the file for so many years. They're very good at it. But it's always a good precaution because it's just a slight rub against the fingerboard can make a scratch with the file. So I'm going to put this down the sides. Put a piece of tape over this pickup to protect it since it's at the end. It's also a good idea to put a piece of tape right at where the nut is so the file hits it doesn't scrape it up. Alright, so the first file I'm going to use is set so that it has an exact bevel on it. And I can just oops. First, let me put a little bit of padding right there. I can run this up and down the side a few times until I get the bevels as smooth as I can. I can do that on the other side as well. Then the next thing I'm going to do is I'm going to take some tape and mask off right here to protect the fretboard. Because I'm going to take a smaller file and go over the end like this. So it's very important that you have something there protecting the fretboard in case you rub up against it. Now, this file is made so there's a file edge on two opposite sides, and the other two opposite sides have a smooth edge, and that's supposed to keep it from inadvertently scratching the fingerboard, but the tape is still a good idea. Now, another idea is you can use these things to mask off the fret as well and just move them up and down the fingerboard, but I really think the tape is actually a better idea and works a little better. You can just go up and down the board and tape the whole thing off. And file the frets until they feel smooth enough to you. Alright, now the last thing I have to do is block the tremolo before I do the setup on this. I got these pine shims, and they're wedge shaped, and so they're long and they're wedge shaped. So I cut off smaller pieces that are also wedge shape, obviously. And I'm going to put one piece down in here, and I'm going to put the wide part of this wedge at the bottom. There's still space here, but I have this smaller wedge, and I'm going to put the small end down, the large end up, and then I'll just push that into place tightly. Now the strings aren't tight right now, so it's a little bit loose, but once I tighten the strings, this is going to be very, very, very tight, and that along with these springs will help block the tremolo from moving. I'm Mungo Darkmatter, and this has been Dark Matters. Be seeing you.
Don't forget to like, share, and subscribe.